Hello. So today we are going to see how to configure Google Cloud Storage, which is GCS resource in EDC. So the agenda here will be first to know what is the Google Cloud Storage, and then how are the objects extracted in the resource and what we can see in the catalog. Then third is the prerequisites to configure the resource, which will be mostly SSL enabled. Then fourth will be the resource config parameters, or which are the all the parameters needed in order to run a successful job in the EDC admin. And last will be the demo part. So Google Cloud Storage is an online file storage web service that stores and accesses data from the Google Cloud platform. And the object extracted over here is like the metadata, which will be extracted from the file and folder. So in order to connect to the Google Cloud Storage data source enabled for SSL, we'll first download the Google Cloud Storage SSL certificates using the web browser. Then we'll copy the certificates to the InfoHome Services shared security directory, and we will give the appropriate permissions in order to access those certificates. Then we will go to InfoHome source Java JRE bin directory and then run the keytool command, which will be to import each copied certificate as a trust certificate into the Informatica domain key store. So the command for that is keytool -import -file, and the next value will be the certificate path, then alias, which you can give as like Google certificate, then key store, and the key store value will be the Infratrusto JKS location, and the store pass will be the Informatica domain key store password. So after doing this prerequisites, we are ready to configure the GCS resource. So when you open the LDM admin and create a new resource under the GCS type, which is Google Cloud Storage type, we will see the general tab, and here we have to add the basic information like name of the resource. You can add description of the resource. Then the type of resource will be the GCS, which will be Google Cloud Storage, as you have selected that. Then you can execute on default catalog server, or you can also select offline server. Then under the general tab, you will have to set a parameters in order to run the GCS resource. So first is the project ID, which will be the ID from the Google Cloud Platform project. Then the private key you can get it from the GCS admin, which is like Google Cloud Storage admins for your organization. Then you can get client email ID, then the bucket name of the stored objects that must be extracted. Then the source directory will be the path of the source directory for metadata extraction, and you can use the slash to specify a particular path, and which will be ahead considered for the source directory or the first part directory, which you will see in further minutes. Then we can connect through a proxy server also. So these are the proxy server parameters. So this is the general tab parameters which we need to set. Then next is like this metadata load settings tab. Here there are some of the parameters which we need to select. We can enable the metadata extraction in order to get started with the metadata thing. And the file types, you can select all files from unstructured, structured, as per your business needs. Then specific type will be, if you select structure type, you will select like Avro, Parquet, JSON, etc. And you can use also file delimiter and the other types also, like file size, file path, timestamp from the other file types. Then this is the first level directory. So as you have entered the source directory over here, if you haven't entered directly anything over here, you will see most of the folders and files under that basic root directory. If you have given a source directory path over here, then you will see all those contents in that location. So this is just an option to add a constraint while importing on a first level directory from the source directory. An empty string indicates that files from the source directory are imported. A file name indicates that all files from the source directory along with the files from the specified directory are imported. Then you can also include the subdirectory, and here on the basis of the number of assets you can set the memory as low, medium and high. You can also refer to the tuning and performance related documentation. And in custom options, these are mostly for debugging and for the performance related issues. And the last will be to track the data source changes. So if you run the resource again, you will see what are the other changes done in the catalog side. So now we will log in into the LDM admin to see the demo of this GCS resource. So this is like the sample GCS resource which I have created. To see the parameters, we'll just go through the configuration. We'll click on edit, and here I have given the sample GCS resource as name and selected the Google Cloud Storage, and I am exiting on the default catalog server. Then I will enter the project ID, private key. So private key will be starting with hyphen hyphen begin certificate hyphen hyphen till the hyphen hyphen end certificate. Then the client email will be provided over here. Then the bucket name will be provided over here. Source directory, I am keeping it as empty, so it will take the default path, and I have disabled the proxy server. Then once we go into metadata load settings, I have enabled the source metadata. In the file types, I have selected all. If you click on select, you will select the specific file types like extended, unstructured, format, structured file types, unstructured file types. So as you can see, in structured is Avro, delimited text, JSON, Parquet, XML, and unstructured it's like email, Excel files, Word files, etc. And I've checked the other file types, so you can hover on this parameter and to see what particular parameter or function does this parameter do. So it extracts the file metadata such as file size, file path, and timestamp from the other file types. Then I have selected this as none. In the first level directory, I have selected all. You can click on select and select the particular folders which you want to scan. In recursive scan, like so I have already run this resource, so you can see if you can scan the subdirectives under this folder. So if you have selected uh, a particular location or a default path, it will scan only that location. But if you select this recursive scan parameter, it will scan in the subdirectories also. So it will go down in the lowest or the child level node. And in I have set this case sensitive. We can set as memory as low and select the track data source changes as enabled. So this is what we need to set up for the GCS resource. And once we save and run this, we can see all the monitoring like metadata load, staging part, resolve, publish, and if you have selected auto connection assignment, there will be auto connection assignment also done. And if you have selected business term associations, as you can see over here, I have selected the glossaries. So this particular job will run, and once you go in the monitoring, you can see what are the files, number of files failed or number of files successfully run. And for this resource, we don't have the profiling. So this is what we can do in GCS resource, and we can see the extracted assets in the catalog. So once you log in into the LDM catalog, you will see the contents over here. So as per the my scan parameters, so these are the number of files which are scanned. You can see all unstructured files to structured files are scanned over here, and you can go in resources. And also one thing to note is if you select the change summary, you can see what all changes have been done. So for example, for this CSV file, it was scan time was this. Then what is the asset type for this? What are the assets added? So three assets are added, and the file path for this. So once you go in this path, you will see this particular CSV file. So that's it for today. We would like to hear from you. You can reach us out at supportvideos@informatica.com or our Twitter handle, which is infasupport. Thank you.